today I'm going to put the iPod Touch 6th generation, which just came out. This is a brand new iPod Touch, and I'm going to put it against the iPhone 6 in a speed test. This is going to be very exciting stuff because, as you guys know, the iPod Touch 6th generation does have the same Apple A8 chip and M8 Pro processor like the iPhone 6, except it is clocked lower, but the iPhone 6 does have a bigger display. So this, my friends, is going to be a very interesting speed test. So it really comes down to lower clock speeds versus a bigger display. Which one is going to slow down the device more? Let's go and take a look. Let the Apple warfare begin. Alright, so starting off on both devices, nothing is open. They're both running iOS 8.4, and basically, these are all the stock apps on the device, and I have downloaded the same applications on both devices to see how they will run on each device. So again, this is going to be very, very interesting, and first, what we're going to be doing is opening up Geekbench 3 on both devices. So first off, the iPod Touch 6th generation does have the Apple A8 chip, but it's running at 1.13 gigahertz and not like the iPhone 6. So again, it is clocked at a lower speed. Also, it does have 1 gigabyte of RAM. Now on the other side, we do have the iPhone 6. It's not the 6 Plus. And over here, we're running, again, iOS 8.4. Of course, again, we do have the Apple A8 chip. It is clocked a little bit higher at 1.40 gigahertz, and it has 1 gigabyte of RAM as well. And of course, both devices do have the M8 Motion coprocessor. So anyways, let's go ahead and run the benchmark and see which device finishes first. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so I tried to tap on at the same exact time, and let's go and wait now. So, looks like the iPhone 6 is winning, and boom! We get a single core score of 1,630, and a multi-core score of 2,920, and here on the iPod Touch 6th generation, we do get a single core score of 1,385, and a multi-core score of 2,448. Okay, so again, before we go and get started, I'm gonna do a broadband speed test for Wi-Fi on both devices and see which one is faster when it comes to download speeds and upload speeds. So let me go and hit allow on this real quick. And alright, let's go ahead and begin the test on the iPhone first. So here we go, begin test. So here on the iPhone 6, looks like we get a download speed of 7.04 megabytes per second, while we get an upload speed of 5.84. So now let's go and try this on the iPod Touch. Alright, so let's go and hit begin test. And it's done. So we do get a download speed of 10.47, and we do get an upload speed of 4.34. Now in comparison, again, here we do have the iPhone. So the download speeds are a little bit better on the iPod Touch 6th generation, while the upload speeds are relatively same. So I have run the test twice, and as you can see, again, the results are different, but they are pretty similar, meaning that the iPod Touch 6th generation does have better download speeds, but the iPhone 6 does have slightly better upload speeds. Alright, so let's go and exit out of here, and now let's go and test out some apps to see the real-world performance on both devices, and see how they both will run on a daily basis. Of course, in comparison to each other. So again, on both devices, I did close out all applications, as you guys can see right here, and also they do have relatively the same amount of battery on each device, as you guys can see right there. So I try to be very accurate with this, and again, I try to have the same amount of battery life as well on both devices. So with this, hopefully we can get the best results possible, and let's kick this off by opening up the camera application on both devices. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, and open. And wow, they're relatively the same. As you guys can see right there, they are pretty much identical. So again, the cameras are literally identical when it comes to opening them up. And let's go ahead and open up the weather application now. Alright, there we go. And again, we get the same exact results. So this is, again, pretty surprising. I thought the iPhone 6 may have been a little bit faster with the stock applications. So now let's go and open up the App Store. So here we go. And again, same results. Let's go and open up the iTunes Store. And it looks like the iPhone 6 did finish first. And here we go. Let's go and open up Safari. And again, same results right there. Let's go and open up the messaging application. Wow, they're just so identical when it comes to performance. But that is to expect because they both do have the Apple A8 chip. So let's go and open up the settings. And I think that the iPod Touch 6th generation did win just by a little bit, I think. But let's go and open up the music application now. And the iPhone 6 did once again beat the iPod Touch. So here again, I did download a bunch of apps that I'm going to be testing out. So I actually haven't tested out these apps myself, so this is going to be very interesting. Again, YouTube first on both devices. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. So the iPod Touch 6th generation actually won that. It looked like the iPhone 6 was about to win, But then the iPod Touch 6th generation was like, no, I'm gonna win this, man. Let's say Facebook. And identical right there. Let's gonna open up Instagram. And looks like the iPhone 6 was a split millisecond faster again. So let's go X out of here. And let's go and open up Google Maps. And looks like the iPhone 6 was just a little bit quicker. Let's go and open up Pandora. And wow, again, identical results right there. So how about Spotify? And again, they are pretty much identical. Looks like the iPhone 6 again was just a little bit quicker. And let's go and open up Subway Surfers. And also, I am loading up Subway Surfers on both devices for the first time. So here we go. Alright, so this is going to be very interesting. Alright, let's say okay on both these. And looks like the iPhone is winning. Wait. Yep, the iPhone 6 did win. Now I'm going to go and play through both of these, just show you guys how they run on both devices. And this is a very fun game to play. It's free in the App Store. Check it out, guys, Subway Surfers. And as you guys can see, it does run really smooth on both devices. Let's go and test it out one more time. So again, I'm just going to close out of Subway Surfers, and that's it on both devices. Let's go back over here and open it up again. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so here we go. Let's go and see which one loads up first. And boom, the iPhone 6. Let's go and open up Minion Rush. So here we go. Boom, looks like they're both identical so far. Wow. This is amazing. Okay. So looks like the iPhone 6 is winning now. Alright, and yep, the iPhone 6 is ahead. Now I know that many of you are big fans of Clash of Clans, so let's go test that out. So here we go. Alright, so looks like they're both the same so far. Going to wait a little bit more. It's loading right now on both devices. Looks like the iPhone 6 is winning. Yep, and the iPhone 6 did win. Let's test out Asphalt 8. So there was a little bit of lag on both devices because we have all these apps open, and both devices again do have 1 GB of RAM, so it should be pretty similar. Okay, we hear the music. And looks like the iPod Touch did finish first. So now for Truck's Form, let's go and open this up. And there was a little bit of lag on the iPod Touch 6th generation when I opened it up. Let's go ahead and just wait. And it's still on that screen. Wow, okay, so the iPod Touch 6th generation is now starting to fall apart with all of these applications open. So again, the iPhone is really obliterating the iPod Touch 6th generation now. As I can see, we're already at this part. And now it's loaded up on the iPod Touch 6th generation. Let's go tap on skip. Alright, they're both loading. And that part was pretty identical. So over here we have Gangstarred. I'm gonna open this up on both devices. 3, 2, 1. Alright, this is a game by Gameloft. Let's go and wait. Alright, okay. Alright, and let's go ahead and wait a little bit more. Looks like the iPhone 6 is once again winning. And let's start a new game. Alright, looks like the iPhone 6 is winning. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, looks like they're both identical so far now. Alright. So it looks like we're the same part now, and both devices do look really good. So this can also give you a hint at what gaming is like on both devices. And yeah, so they both do run really well, as you guys can see right here. Alright, so with this we can conclude that the iPhone 6 does run faster than the iPod Touch 6th generation when it comes to daily performance, and also does have a better Geekbench score, so that is to expect. But I wonder if the iPod Touch 6th generation would beat the iPhone 6 Plus because of the bigger screen on the iPhone 6 Plus, so you'd have to run even more pixels. That would be another interesting test, but for this video, the iPhone 6 did win and was faster than the iPod Touch 6th generation in real-world performance. So from this test, we have learned one thing, and that is that these iPhones in the back will not melt from the heat driven from this fire. So just kidding, guys. So if you can't afford an iPhone or just can't get an iPhone because you're too young, then this device is perfect if you want to game on it, because again, it does have the same exact, well, not same exact, but pretty similar performance to the iPhone 6. so you will be able to play your favorite games on this device finally, because the iPod Touch 5th generation and older iPods were really lacking behind when it came to performance, and that's why Apple brought this one out so you guys could still enjoy your games with the latest and greatest iPod Touch. So the iPod Touch 6th generation is a great and very cheap alternative to the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. That is, of course, if you don't really need a phone. So pricing starts at $199, and that is for the 16GB variant, so I would recommend that you bump it up to the 32GB variant for only $50 more, and you get a ton more space. So if you do get this, I would recommend doing that because 16GB is just not sufficient anymore. You download a few games.